This is a resume review of a sound designer. So, before I get into this, there is a problem with this search beforehand. So I know I have to go into the resume review, but like there is pre-knowledge that I normally give in my stream that I think is relevant for this. So the biggest problem I had with this is you gave me not just sound designer, but you gave me technical sound designer and senior sound designer. The problem with that is there were only 35 jobs in the entirety of the US with those titles on LinkedIn. Yes, there's probably a little bit more, but that is not enough jobs. What you need to do, and this goes for everybody, is if you find that you have like only 35 options, is you need to branch out. Even with a fantastic resume, 35, it may not be enough to get you a job. So they also had more sound engineer positions. The issue is I don't know if those are equivalent. So, so I have to review this resume as is. And the other problem with that is because there is not a huge sample size, most of these things were not in a bunch of the job descriptions because it's going to vary based on like video games, which this person is, and non-video games. The thing that was, as a sound designer, absolutely massive and important is Pro Tools. That was in almost every single one, so I absolutely need to see Pro Tools. Everything else, you don't need all of these. You just need maybe some of them, and it's going to depend on the position. And apparently, a requirement for one of them was a knowledge of MMA. But that was for a MMA place, which was really funny. So this person has 1 to 25, which, if there were more than 35 jobs, would be a good ratio. Unfortunately, that is not a good ratio for this market for a sound designer because there's barely any of these positions. So and again, I'm not reading these because it's going to vary based on it. So this is going to be more of a formatting thing and a plea for you to come on the channel so I could help you find other relevant jobs that match your experience. So we're really looking for any of these, like I said, and Pro Tools. And if you like this kind of resume review, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out, and join my stream if you need more help. So, formatting, not good. Also, it obviously what you need to do is remove your personal information before you send it to me, but I don't see your phone number. You need your phone number. Maybe you just didn't include that, but like this goes to everybody. The most important part of your resume is your phone number and your email. That, like, above all else, if those are not there, you are probably not going to ever get a call back. It doesn't matter how good the rest of it is. So make sure your phone number is on your real one. Profile, why would you do this? None of this, I don't care about any of that. Admittedly, Unreal Engine and Unity were some of them, which was good. But again, you don't need, this doesn't matter. Where's your education? Okay, so I don't even know if you have your education, which admittedly, if you don't have it, then I understand why it's not here. But a lot of them did require a degree. So please make sure you put that, and your education should be up here with the profile. Again, summaries are not needed. People do not need to do summaries. So, implemented systems in Unity, creating sounds with audio process. Again, do I even see Pro Tools? No, I don't. Pro Tools was like the most important thing I could find. So formatting wise, this is not good because you bolded everything, and if you have to bold something in your bullet point, it's a bad bullet point. The keywords that I'm looking for should be self-evident in the bullet point without bolding. So your formatting is way off, and I do like that you have Unity here, and Reaper might have been one, but the rest of this, I don't know if it's really related. So because this is specifically video game related, mobile and the platform is beneficial, but yeah, everything else really isn't. I'm not seeing a lot of the keywords here. So this resume, the reason it's getting 1 to 25 is just there's not a lot of competition, but you can definitely make this way better. I need Pro Tools. That was in almost every single one. That is the most important one. I need you to stop bolding everything, and I need your education up here if you have it. If you don't have it, that's okay. Then just start with your professional experience, and then Uh, this is okay. Actually, I think this is an okay first sentence, but I'd like a little bit more. So yeah, but to summarize, your biggest issues are you need to find other job titles besides those that you listed, maybe sound engineer. You need to put your education up. Your formatting is off, and you don't have Pro Tools. Pro Tools was massive. Seriously, like every single one, every single job description I looked for, these were different, but this wasn't. They almost all had Pro Tools. So that's all I can really do for this one. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume review of a software engineer. What kind? I don't know. Hopefully it's obvious enough that I can see what they do, but considering this person has applied to over 150 jobs and not gotten a single interview, or their ratio is even worse than that, which is like 200 to 1 or 300 to 1, I'm going to imagine it's not good. So what we're going to be looking for is what kind of software engineer you are. Really, you need to specify. Interns don't need to specify. Once you get your first full-time job or trying to apply to your first full-time job, you need to pick a tech stack, front end, back end, or full stack. And if it is back end, what kind? So the only thing I know I'm going to be looking for is SQL and Cloud. That is across all of them. Everything else I don't know. So this formatting is hideous and I do not like it. Boring and basic is best. So you always want boring and basic. Use the formatting I have on my website. There's too much bolding already. So there's so much wrong with this formatting that it's kind of hard to tell where to go first. So first off, this doesn't need to be bolded. Nothing here needs to be bolded. Nothing here needs to be bolded. Technical skills don't really matter. And you missed your AWS cert. I don't know how important this is because none of the positions I had really kind of required that. But if you have the cert, it should be up here. So this should be 3 lines max, one of which is your cert. So let's see. Developed a cloud-based. Cloud is good. React, Nest, AWS. AWS. So this is good. We have cloud. We have RESTful APIs. RESTful APIs are actually most of them. So RESTful API. Developed and optimized 9 scalable backend services using Java. Okay, so I think this is Java. MERN, concurrent users, but then there's Docker and JavaScript and Kubernetes and CI/CD. I don't know what you are. Yeah, I don't know what you are. This is kind of the biggest problem with this look, SQL is important. RESTful API is important. Cloud is very important. But I need to know what kind of engineer you are. And I know every single time people argue with me in the comments, well, this is not how it should be. This is not, like, I'm not trying to teach you how to change the game. But that is how the game is played. I don't know what you are. I'm assuming... No, I don't know, because the Java's not here. I guess Java is... Maybe you're a backend Java engineer, but then you have JavaScript over here as well. So... Nothing about this works, and it's primarily because of both the formatting and the fact that you're not specialized. So, like, I need to know what you are, and I just don't. Yeah, I just don't know. Because then you list everything here. Yeah, there's nothing really for me to say, because I don't know what you are. I don't know if you're... Obviously, you're not just entirely front end, but you're either full stack or back end. And then I don't know exactly what kind you are. I assume maybe a Java engineer, but you know, if you're applying to a Python role, this is probably not going to work. So please specify. Please stop with all the bolding. This is so bad for bolding. That's all I can say. Again, this is probably going to be a short video. There's just so much wrong here that I can't really tell you exactly what to fix besides the formatting and to specialize, because I don't know what you are, and because I don't know what you are, I wasn't able to look at the keywords beforehand. So agile is good, but yeah, I don't know what you are, and this is why you have a 150 plus ratio to interview. So let's go to the next one. Is a resume review of a program manager, which is different than a project manager, which is different than the other type of manager, and I forget that. Program, project, and product. There we go. So, this person has applied to 100 to 1, and that's not good. They've been mostly looking in the tech, but their background is in finance, and they've been considering switching back to that field as tech jobs seem to be tapped out. That is pretty accurate. Tech is not great right now. So what we're going to be looking for a program manager specifically, and this seems to be a lot, but it's not a ton, is industry specific. So I do want to know what industry you're in, and that should be obvious based on how you write it. PMP, if you've got a PMP cert, you put that thing up top. PMP is amazing. Microsoft Project and Visio, along with Microsoft 365. In addition, MS Office, in particular Excel for pivot tables. I actually saw that in a couple of them. So make sure you have those out so that you can keep track of that kind of thing. And then cross-functional, highly matrix, stakeholders, customers, clients, and then how you succeeded and managed multiple projects at the same time. So basically, we're looking for some basic tools, which are the MS Office stuff. We're looking for your industry. We're looking for that you've interacted with clients and stakeholders, and we're looking for how you succeeded. So I'm expecting this resume is probably not great, although if you've been applying in tech, then it's probably part of the reason your ratio is a little lower than average or higher than average. One of those. So, program management to technical. Again, this does not matter. This should be where your education is. In fact, here, do you have a PMP? No. Okay, that's fine. If you had a PMP, it should be up. Also, you're certified. It's fintech. Yeah, this should be probably up top in two lines, I would say. So, all right. Did I miss anything? No, I didn't. Okay. So, this isn't needed. Again, you really do not need a professional summary unless you are specifically like changing industries or jobs. I know they're going from fintech to IT to back, but in this case, it's not needed. So, led and managed a team of 17 employees across distinct work streams. That's good. Ensuring seamless collaboration and the successful delivery of projects on time. Okay, so here's part of my problem with this. This part is solid. I like that. But what were the projects? What was the funding of the projects? Why were those projects important? I don't have enough about this. And in fact, I don't see specifically what industry you're in. You do want some industry stuff. I don't see any keywords, really. You start off strong and then nothing there. So, developed, executed, managed comprehensive projects, including defining project host, setting milestones, allocating resources across multiple. Again, you kind of said the same thing in both of these, so that's kind of the same. And when you say developed, executed, managed, I need to know what they were, right? Like, because there's a huge difference of, I was managing 10 different projects that cost $10 each, and I was managing 3 different multi-billion-dollar projects or programs. I need to know. I need a little more detail about what you did. It doesn't have to be all numbers, but I need to know. Track and monitor key performance. Again, how did you track them? This is where you can put in using MS Excel, Microsoft, that kind of thing. Because this by itself is not an actual keyword. So, again, you don't tell me enough. So remember, the most important things here are what, which is the keyword or qualification, how you used it, and why you used it. And right now, all I'm really seeing is the what. And sometimes not even that. Because all I see here is stakeholders and cross-functional and manage a team. Again, this one is solid. So 3 things. So you have 4 bullet points for your first job that you've been there for a bit. And I've only really seen 3 keywords. And that's not what I'm looking for. So let's see. I do understand this. This is fine. Normally, this is not the type of structure, but I think this works because it shows where you were and what types of positions you did. But yeah, this is your problem, is this does not read like what I'd be looking for in a program manager. I want to know how you used Excel to track all the projects. I want to know how you convinced stakeholders, how you interacted with customers, how you led those people. How many projects were there? Again, I get it. It's 6 different work streams. I don't know what a work stream is. I'll be honest. I'm going to guess based on context clues that is programs. But you cannot assume they know what that is. So then this is not necessarily relevant, and you have a lot here. Like if you're going... Now, I will say this is where you can sort of put in the keywords there. So like you used Excel, you used pivot tables, that kind of thing. You used AI, which I did see, which was good for tech. You used SQL, that kind of stuff. Or you talked to that. But largely... this should be longer than this because you're applying for specifically program managers, not data scientists. And in fact, is there anything here as well that I need? One or two. Vendors is good. But yeah, the reason you're having an issue is this is very light and there's not enough information here, quite frankly. And I'm not going to find it here. This is solid based on what I've seen for data scientists. This would probably get you a data scientist job, but that's not what you're going for. So I don't have enough information here. I need the how and I need the why. And I need the details specifically for management positions such as program, project, and product. I need the details of what those are. It's less so for IC positions, but these are the types of positions where you need to show me, the recruiter, that you have done those things. They're not necessarily brags, but you need to prove you've done those things in the bullet points. So that's all I can really say on this resume, which again, can use some work. Formatting wise, this should just really be the education up here. But formatting wise, I think it's mostly good, truthfully. There's only like minor quibbles. Like this is like a 35 out of 40% grade for formatting. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume review of a marketing manager. And if you noticed, I have barely any skills up there and they're in two separate parts. The reason for that is marketing managers are a nightmare for one reason. There are two types of marketing manager jobs. Both have the same job title. Both are very, very different. And I don't know which one this person is looking for. So there are two types of, like I said, marketing jobs. Marketing manager 1 is managing the people and they manage the whole marketing department. These are higher level positions. They maybe have a couple of people directly reporting to them. They do the overarching strategy, that kind of thing. The other person is a marketing manager who manages the marketing process, and that is an individual contributor. So they are not really a manager. They are just dealing with the process. And the problem is, I don't know which one this person is. This is not the fault of this person. This is a marketing manager specific issue. So ideally what we're going to be looking for the manager 1 is Microsoft Office, how you've managed the process, what types of channels you've managed the process through. So like TikTok, print, video, digital, email campaigns, that kind of thing. How many people report to you? Again, this is more of a manager position, so we're going to need some management stuff. How you were able to solve problems with the people that were directly reporting to you. So this is going to be more of a manager. Now, what we're going to be looking for that other one is we're going to look for a bunch of tools. So Asana, Notion, Canva. Again, the same thing is going to be there, which is digital, print, TikTok, Instagram. Then they want to know of how successful your actual marketing things that you were managing were. So those are going to be the two things. This person has a 1 in 50 ratio, which isn't actually bad. It can be better, but it's not terrible. They also said a lot of companies are in full ghost mode, even with you reaching out to the recruiters. Yes, that is very accurate. When you are in a bad market, with marketing is a very bad market, you get more ghosts, you get less pay, and it's just a worse process all around. Unfortunately, it is supply and demand, and when the supply of marketers outweighs the demand of the supply of jobs is not equal to the supply, the demand of the people looking for the jobs, you get a bad market, which it has been. So, this you should probably put if you're a green card or U.S. citizen. Your formatting can use some work. Again, none of this should be bolded. Just use my formatting. It's not a huge deal. I want to be clear. This is there's degrees of bad, and this is not very bad, but it can be a little bit better. So yeah, fix up the formatting a little bit. Let and manage cross-functional teams. Okay, so this is a manager. Teams to develop and implement marketing strategies, roles in 20 to search and sales. Okay, so this part is good. I want to know where those strategies were, though, right? Implemented marketing strategies. I want to know, were they digital? Were they print? Were they, whatever. So you could just put like in marketing strategies and you could put like digital, whatever those strategies were. But overall, this is actually a solid first sentence. Manage international business operations, its supply chain coordination across multiple regions. I want to know how you manage them. This is not enough. How did you manage them? How many people did you manage, right? Here as well, how many teams were it? What were the size of the projects? This is a bullet point that is not really helping you. Development of strategic plans. Again, what were those plans? So for these two, I don't think these are very good bullet points. I want to know specifically what media you were doing this in, right? So you don't have to be very descriptive beyond just print media such as newspapers, email campaigns, and digital adverts with such as YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, etc. So I want to see that. And then in addition, I want to know how many people you led. I want to know, in fact, I want to know what industry you're in. Oh, no, liquor. There we go. That says it. That's fine. But yeah, this is not really helping you that much. I want to know more about your management. Did you hire? Okay, this goes for everybody. If you're looking for a manager position, the keywords I want to see are hired, fired, performance reviews, along with trained or tutor too, but mainly hired, fired, and performance reviews. I want to know if you had that power. That is crazy good keywords, right? So I can add them to right here, which is hired, fired, performance reviews. So I don't see that. And then we have this. Continuous strategies, awareness. Again, you're missing the keywords here. I see brand awareness, which is good, but 3 key inductor. What were those clients? I need to know more. You're not telling me the how. You're telling me the what and the why, but I need the how. So again, this is not a terrible resume, but it can be a lot better. So to summarize, fix the formatting. Then I need to know the how you did these things, and I want to know that you fired, hired, did performance reviews. I want to know how many people. I want to know the actual numbers of your team members, and I want to know like if you did like print, digital, that kind of stuff. So give me more of that, and I think you're going to have much more of a success. Again, 50-1 in a terrible market is a C-. I think we can bring this up to a B+ to a A-, and that is my goal. Next resume. This is a resume review of a back-end engineer. What kind? I don't know. It's good that you said back-end, but again, there are differences between Python, C, and Java back-end. And I guess COBOL, but I've never really reviewed a COBOL engineer. So I don't even know if COBOL is back-end or not. I assume it is, but that's beyond my level of knowledge. So this person has a 150-1 ratio. They said they had a couple of internal referrals. So referrals kind of bypass the resume process, so you can't really count those in your ratio. It's good. If you can get a referral, absolutely get them. But a lot of the times they kind of bypass that. And you said you had a bunch of interviews, but you can't crack the final interview stage. So I will let you know that, this goes again for everybody, if you get to the final interview, you've succeeded. I know that doesn't feel like it because you can still get rejected, but if you make it to the final interview, you have done well enough. That can be considered a good job. At that point, it's kind of up to luck. Passing the first or second interview, skills. That is used. But as long as you get to the final, there's a lot of things at that point where it's out of your control. So your goal should get to be as many final interviews as you can, because at that point it's just a number game. So don't feel bad that you can't crack the final interview stage. You already did. That's a part where it's kind of luck based. It's getting to the final interview stage that is the skill part. So let's see. Formatting's off. This skill section doesn't need to be here. Where is your education? Your education is all the way at the bottom. So I don't even think, people in chat can't even see this. So your education is below this. This should be up top. You just graduated. Your formatting is off. Again, there is a reason I have this resume template, which is this. This is peak resume. This is how I want it to look. This makes recruiters cry tears of joy, and you can see it in the previous videos. In fact, I think it's the 2 videos ago. Wait, no, episode 83, 82. You can actually see how easy that is to read. Because a couple of people use that formatting. Now, a couple of bullet points were not good, but formatting-wise it was. So please use this formatting. Now, I'm going to need to know if you were... Okay, so I think you're a Python backend dev. I don't actually know. Let's see. So I'm going to guess that you're Python. I don't actually know, but I'm going to guess. So if you are Python, what I'm going to be looking for is this. Which, again, is going to be different than Java, is different than C. So I'm going to try and find this. So SQL, good. Python, good. Everything else, no. Python, good. You do want Python more than once. So this entire thing only has 2 things I'm looking for. Python and SQL. Both are good. You need more. Where's the Docker? Where's the Kubernetes? Dev backend using Linux. It can be. CI/CD is good. That's one. Enhancing debugging efficiency for Kubernetes. Okay. Expanded knowledge. So that's 4 things. That's good. API. Yeah, there's so much here. Okay, so first off, you don't need to say contractor. The only reason you really want to say contractor is nothing that I think you can care about for. So don't put contractor. Do not put contractor. Just put software engineer. The functional, sometimes there can be bias against contractors. There are specific reasons why I tell some people to put contracting roles, but I do not think they apply in your case. So do not put contractor. Just put software engineer. Then I want to know more about this. This is too broad. Your first sentence under this needs to be a generalized description of your job duties that a 2-year-old can understand. It's good that you have SQL. It's good that you have Python, but it's highly likely that people may not read past this. So there's 4 things there. That good. If you can, I want Python, SQL, and then any of these, Docker, Kubernetes, Django, and Cloud, RESTful APIs up here. This is what I want them for. I want them to be everywhere here. So in addition, this is a fine amount of stuff. You can make it past a... See, because these are a bunch of internships. Honestly, you could probably combine these if you wanted to, but yeah, your formatting is very hurting you right now. So first off, software engineer market, very bad. What you need to fix is education should be up top, and you need to fix the formatting to this. This is easier to read. If it goes to a page and a half, that's fine. It goes to a page and a half. It's not a big deal. Then I'm going to need here, I need basically every single keyword here in that. And then I do not need all this bolded. I don't know why everybody keeps bolding everything. So I'm going to need you to follow that formatting, and it's going to be very helpful. And then I'm going to need you to write what we actually care about. So retired SQL queries by fetching metadata catch. I can't code, right? I've hired software devs before. I have increased the volume of hires of IT and gotten better hires, but I don't know what the hell that means. You have to assume I know nothing about your job. I'm sorry, that's the case. Shouldn't be that way, but it is. So we need this to be your summary sentence, and then I need this to be what you did. And stop using all these numbers. Look, I get those numbers are important to you, but they're not to us. And part of the reason it's not good is there is essentially a bandwidth of the recruiter. When recruiters view your resume, there is a bandwidth of mental before they miss stuff. And these numbers are basically increasing the mental bandwidth before they miss stuff. So I want to see retired SQL. I don't know what any of this means. This is incomprehensible. You're okay with the keywords, but I'm going to need a little bit more. I'm going to need you to describe this better. And then this can be technical. But the very first bullet point needs to be that. So this is a formatting issue. This is a fact that it is you don't actually fully read like a Python backend dev, because I still need Python here, right? And I need Docker, I need Django, I need Cloud, I need Agile. There's just not enough. And you have it here, but where the hell is it? I don't even see it. It's not in your resume. It doesn't exist. It's only up there in that little teeny corner. Okay, so yeah, I need this stuff. In fact, not counting the Java and C and C++ and PHP, this is the stuff I need specifically in your resume, along with Docker, Kubernetes, and Django. And I did see Kubernetes here, which is hard to read. So this is your formatting is hurting you, and your bullet points are mid. They're not terrible, but they're mid. So that's all I can do for this one. If you all like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and join me on my live stream when you can so I can help you out there. See you in the next video.